Welcome to the Own Your Best Life podcast. I'm May Emson, your host, leadership and mindset coach. Here, we talk all things spiritual, mindset, business, leadership, and wellness for the modern seeker who wants to align their life with purpose and inspiration. We'll cover career changes, stress management, meditation, energy, intuition, and more. Each episode holds spiritual and practical tools to help you live a life of your wildest dreams without getting burnt out along the way. Ready to live a life on your own terms? This is the Own Your Best Life podcast. Welcome to episode number 243 of the Own Your Best Life podcast. I've been thinking a lot about being stuck lately because we have felt like we've been in all of these cycles over and over and over again and wondering, when are we going to get out? Whether it is the labor market or gas prices or just your health or the feeling of tiredness or why can't it get easier? I've been realizing that a lot about being stuck and what happens afterwards is actually so interesting, because some of the best moments of my life were the ones where I was stuck and then became unstuck. It is so satisfying to look back at the things that used to be problems and realize they aren't problems anymore. So let's talk about why you feel stuck even though nothing is quote unquote wrong. So the first thing to know is that you've been climbing a ladder that stopped appealing to you. So a lot of us have hit a point in our work and in our lives where we're just bored. You've been in your field for a decade, maybe 2, maybe 3, and you realize that you might have been playing the wrong game, or even climbing a ladder towards something that doesn't appeal to you anymore. And it helps to think about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And in that hierarchy, at the bottom, in the beginning, we're just trying to make ends meet. We have financial security, providing for ourselves. That's the bottom of the pyramid. And this is what we call the physiological and safety needs. And once we have that met, we start moving up this pyramid. We start seeking, and there's that feeling of what's next. Well, next comes love and belonging, and then comes esteem, achievement, self-worth, competence. And then at the very top is self-actualization, where you want to feel joy and wonder again. You want to be more authentic. You want to solve problems that matter in the world. You want to express yourself creatively and have more stillness, reflection in your life. And the women I work with are usually right at that intersection of esteem and self-actualization. They've built that self-worth and the confidence, and now they're reaching for that next thing. They want to experience life more intentionally. They want to have more meaning, more fun. They are spiritually achieving. And what stuck really means is that you've achieved the confidence that you are seeking, maybe in not every area of your life, but in many areas, but it might have come at the expense of your authentic self. So you're not sure that the life that you have now is the life that you want to keep for the next chapter of your life, the next several decades. And you're asking, where's the room for all of the things that make it meaningful? Am I contributing the way I want to? Is there more in me? Is there a business I want to start? A book I want to write? A creative pursuit? A life experience? A family thing that I want to do? Can I keep doing this kind of work and still have my family, still have my health? And that feeling comes from sensing that we're not growing anymore, like we hit the ceiling. And that trajectory that once felt new and purposeful has now ended. And that honeymoon phase is over. I made partner, I got the license, I got the certification, the education. I had the family, I bought the house. And no matter where we are or what we've achieved, that stuck feeling can come back, and it runs through every area of our lives. And the cost, and I was really thinking about what is the cost of being stuck? It is so real. And we feel it so much in the day-to-day. And the reason I think about this a lot is because I'm often thinking about what would it cost to move forward. And often there is a cost to moving forward. And then I'm also thinking about the cost of staying stuck. For example, even when we are confused about how to manage our time or not spending it the way we want, that cost is real. Not managing our time well is expensive. Just thinking about managing our time well and not doing it is expensive. And you will feel that feeling in the day-to-day, that your quality of life completely changes. And maybe you sense you're about to get surpassed at work, or you're sensing I'm not going to physically keep up with this pace that my mind wants to go and have and achieve, and yet the pace already feels like it's too much to handle right now. Maybe you feel sick from holding so much stress, all the shifting deadlines, and the priorities that keep moving, or the emails keep coming from well-meaning but equally stressed coworkers and managers who are also trying to figure it all out. And then there's everything you feel you should be doing. See your friends, eat all the protein, exercise, skincare, meditation, water, all of it. And it's hard to feel like you're making real progress when we feel our attention is spread that thin. I have so many things I need to go do and I know to go do. And in the world of AI, knowledge is not the barrier. It is presence. And the hardest part is that all of this can feel impossible to share with anyone because nothing is actually wrong. Your needs are met. So there's no reason for you to feel stuck. But here's the problem with that thought. When you tell yourself you should feel different than you actually do, you fundamentally stop your own growth. You stop learning. You stop that ball of intuitive nudge that's trying to show you what life is asking you to do right now, and you stop it in its tracks. You stop learning because you've decided you should feel better than you actually feel, that the feelings that you have are enough to stop you in your tracks. And so you deny reality. You say, no, that's not right. I shouldn't feel this way. And anytime we deny reality, we create stress and resistance to our own lives instead of neutralizing it, understanding what's going on. The real reason that we feel stuck is that there is untapped potential inside of us, and reaching it isn't going to cost you everything that you built. That is a fallacy. What it does ask you to do is asking you to make that leap from meeting just those esteem needs, that confidence and worthiness need, to also meeting your self-actualization needs, your joy, your authenticity, your being the real you evolving. And so feeling stuck is that bridge to self-actualization, and that is a beautiful thing if we can stand it. It means you're fully alive, feeling feelings, being human. This is being fully alive. That feeling of stuck, it means something is about to happen. And often clients come to me because they are at a point where something in them knows something is about to happen. And when I work with clients, we have to name it. We have to name that this is the pivot point. This is the time. You're on this bridge and you're about to stretch into a version of yourself that feels more like you. You can almost see this like auric kind of shadow of yourself dissipating as you walk closer towards your purpose, claiming your unique genius, moving more into the world of energy and a little bit away from only the tangible things. You're getting more comfortable in your own skin. You're saying the things you've always wanted to say, and you're finally doing the things you've always wanted to do. And it also helps to see this stuckness as a season. I've worked with clients through so many seasons of their lives: divorces, job losses, moves across the country and across continents, babies, new homes, new businesses, dream jobs, burnout, sicknesses, and amazing next steps. And we get to look back together and say, remember when you told me that this is what you wanted? This. And now this is your life. And then here we are again in a different arena, a different space. And it is so hard to believe when you're stuck that there is a good reason for feeling that way. But that is the work, to answer the questions, to be okay that not everything always feels so easy immediately, and then to cross the bridge. And there's one more piece, which is holding that duality, holding that, knowing that, hey, from a needs perspective, nothing is wrong. And I haven't met all my needs yet. So both can be true at the same time. And I was thinking about this the other day because we've been working through freedom numbers in our June work optional challenge. What people would need to feel they have so that they can stop working, the calculations, the assumptions behind those numbers. And there's some discomfort of seeing real figures and timelines. And for many of you, and most of you, you will tell me all day long, I need to make a certain income, I need to do all this stuff. And the moves you actually make, the things you care about, do not reflect that. You do not necessarily prioritize money above all else, but it is a floor. Like, you just have a certain standard of lifestyle, of the goals you want to meet, but it's not going to move you in order to take that next big job. It's not just about the money. And knowing that, it made me really think about how big a deal retirement is in our lives, because there is a trade-off to the quality of life that you have, the money that you have, the work that you have. And it doesn't always mean stop working is better, but it doesn't always mean working is better. For example, when my own dad retired, there was no fanfare. I don't think I was even officially told. I think I was in college or working, and he was in his 50s. He just stopped working. And I was in school, doing my own thing. He started sleeping on a normal schedule and then just doing what he wanted during the day. When he was working, he drove black cars at night, the limousine service, Monday through Thursday or Friday in the city. And then he went home to New Jersey on the weekends, flipping his hours to the daytime. And he did that for years, which I'm sure, as you're aware, can be tough for those that do any kind of shift work. And all the while, he was building freedom for himself and our family, investing in rental properties and income generating assets. And his plan when he was younger wasn't to drive cars at night. He studied civil engineering at one of the best universities in Taiwan. And he and my mom immigrated to the US right after college, and they had met in college there. And they both had to create new opportunities from wherever they were. And he might have felt stuck because he couldn't use his degree. But he moved forward anyway. He created the financial security that let him retire early. He played ping pong most days at the local community center. He traveled, and he was able to just be around. And it was a bit unconventional, but it worked for him. And that's the thing about unconventional and unconventional lives. It's not about trying to be different on purpose. If you want to be unconventional too, it's probably less about trying to be an outcast, but more because you want to experience self-actualization. You want to live more authentically. My mom is still working, and I think she would work forever if she could. That is her path. Every person has their own path. And the thing is, my dad passed at age 64, very suddenly, unexpectedly, from liver cancer. And if he hadn't retired in his 50s, he would have missed those years of enjoying what he worked so hard to create. So this worked for him. And my encouragement is to follow that energetic pull in you to find what works for you. And we don't know when our time will come or what's in store for us, but it is my firm belief that our intuition nudges us with that feeling of stuckness. And sometimes it throws us right out of the nest because it knows there's something more waiting in the next chapter of our lives. So what if that stuck feeling from here on out is an initiation? It is a rite of passage. What if you can feel stuck even though nothing is wrong, and it is actually this doorway out of the malaise of the daily grind and walking you into more love, more joy, more connection, whatever it is that you want in this next chapter. So let's not let that untapped potential go to waste. Let's actually live as if we can design this next chapter together, and it's time to do that. And this is exactly the work we do inside Spiritual Achiever Coaching, our year-long program where we figure out what you actually want, where your unique zone of genius is, how to bring it into this world in a way that doesn't burn you out, and have fun along the way. And over the next couple weeks, I am continuing to build towards something to help you think this all the way through, your next moves, your plan, so that you can have that next dream career chapter of your lives without burning out or sacrificing your health. So stay tuned. When you're ready, you can head to www.mayemson.com/contact to reach out, to learn more, to talk to me about what's next for you. I look forward to hearing from you. And if you are joining Spiritual Achiever Coaching now, you can join the Work Optional Challenge live in June. You'll have access to join us in the work, and the recordings will be there. Even if you can't join now, this isn't about quitting your job right now. This is about giving you the step-by-step for creating options, freedom, and doing better than you've ever done in your work and life in the process. So if you want clarity, you want more capacity while being coached at the highest level, this is my year-long transformational coaching experience program, Spiritual Achiever. Love you, my friends. I hope you have an amazing week, and I'll talk to you next time. Thanks so much for joining us this week on Own Your Best Life. Make sure to subscribe to the show on iTunes or wherever you listen to podcasts so that you'll never miss a show. And while you're at it, can you please rate and review on iTunes? I would so appreciate it. Share it with a friend, take a screenshot of it, and tag @MayEmson. This helps continue to get the word out. For more show notes and resources, check out www.mayemson.com. You'll have all the links to everything you heard here today. Thanks so much for listening. It's time to own your best life.